Since our time we don't focus on the complete project activity, then we just focus on some aspect of systems and data then just finish with our project. Hello sir, sir is there. Sir, at 4 p.m. Interview of inbox. Can you take the meeting from there? Yes, sir. I have gone finish there. Yes, because we are preparing from today for interview just go to the documents. That's why, sir.
you want to leave the meeting now?
Yes, sir.
That's not so, because so make sure that you're tracking the same page. Like how many of you are having Arena meeting?
3 people, sir.
Who are this? Tushar and Anubhav.
And Vikas.
Is Vikas joining the meeting?
Not yet, sir.
So what time Vikas will join?
I don't know. My timing is at 3, sir. Sir is around 4, right? Yes, sir.
Now, as we learned the steps that Ajay will use for after developing an application, articulated and executed approach, using continuous iterating iteration of developing a project with Visualizer. Now you can see over here, Ajay is Visualizer used for rapid development, deploy the software and automate it. In the sense, before all the predictive models which we have, there, we used to work in one standard way. We were not having one particular requirement coming from the middle or anything in the middle you wanted to see that was not available. So here the definition says that Agile is used for rapid development of software and organization. In Agile, what happens in the daily development, when the requirement is stopped or when the requirement is pending or when the application or when the product is like released, we are not aware of it because even when the customer still, as an example, since you are an customer and you want to develop an application, and what happens once you'll be having one set of ideas where you just deploy the elements into your project, but later on you'll keep on changing it or you keep on upgrading it. So you need to have everything in a proper and organized manner where this agile comes in a particular phase where everything will go in a proper and organized manner. And it is a continuous iteration of a project development and testing. In the sense, what this definition says is it is a development and testing in which you keep on testing the product, keep on maintaining it, keep on releasing new features. And it is an iterative approach to project management and software development that helps teams derive 1 second. Just hold on. Okay. Just one thing. If you have any doubts or if you want to ask anything, you can just unmute yourself and you can ask me over there. Is it fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, as the definition says, it is an iterative approach of project management and software development that helps the teams to derive the values of the customer fast. In the sense, the traditional SDLC models like waterfall, spiral, VNV. In those models, it's like when the requirement, if they give, you cannot change the requirement and you cannot deliver a particular project in a faster manner. But in Agile, you can deliver a product in a very faster manner. In the sense, for example, if we are working on e-commerce domain, so let me open my pane. So if we are working on e-commerce domain, tell me any modules which are important over here. Any modules you guys know? Anyone is having e-commerce domain project? No one? So what are your projects, tell me please?
Sir, we have done project on
CRM,
basically on
sir.
CRM, sir.
CRM and then?
Only
And
CRM.
only CRM, and also we are adding one project regarding the health and
Healthcare, okay.
yes.
Okay, fine. Okay, okay, tell me now, what are the modules you have in your CRM?
Organization.
Okay,
Products.
organization.
Campaign. Products. Campaign.
Leads,
Contacts.
You
Contacts.
have products, contacts, then?
Campaign. Lead.
Okay. Campaign and lead. Correct?
Yes.
A part of these?
So dashboard, sales orders,
Sales order.
invoice,
Invoice.
We'll take 6.
Quotation.
We'll take 1 invoice. For example, what used to happen, all these modules which were there now, like you have how many modules over here? We have totally 6 modules. In your traditional modules, what used to happen in the sense, all these 6 modules used to get developed once and it used to get released to the, or it used to get moved into the particular user at the same time. But now, since we are following Agile, we have a different approach which we follow to give this particular application to a end user in a faster way, where one basic functionality will be developed, will be tested, and it will be given to the customer saying that you can use this application and you can make some little bit business for you. Then we will release other few models. For example, if we are working on CRM domain. So in this domain, let us take this application is used for generating invoice. Okay. Is everyone good?
Yes, sir.
In this application, what and all we need? We need invoice model, correct? We need contacts model. We need organization model. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So based on these 3 modules, can we complete one functionality over there? Functionality in the sense one business flow or one system flow. Can we do it? Yes or no? You guys are not understanding.
So please repeat, sir. What you
V
asked?
Tiger's application flow we don't know, sir.
You haven't used vTiger.
V Tiger we used, but application flow how end-to-end scenario we don't know.
Okay, let us think. Okay, let us erase all this. What we'll do now is, you guys know Amazon,
Yes, sir.
Flipkart, Amazon. You guys are aware of it, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So can you people now tell me what are the modules in Amazon? Anyone?
Electronics.
Sorry.
Electronics.
Can we take it as categories?
Okay.
Okay. Then here, next one. Any other?
Orders.
Okay,
Sir,
we'll take orders.
mobiles, fashion,
Mobiles will come under categories.
Cart.
Very good. Cart. Then
Account.
okay. Account.
List.
We'll take wish list. Then
order.
what else? Payment can we take?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we have how many modules totally now? We have
6.
6 modules. Correct, right? So these are the most important modules of an e-commerce or an Amazon application. Now tell me, which are the main modules which is required for building one functionality or one business flow of an application?
Account.
Category orders, payment, account, cart.
So we can take categories and we can take orders, we can take cart, and we can take payments. Is this 4 modules is necessary for you guys?
Yes, sir. To do end
Yes,
to end.
sir.
But here what you
Once-
can do is, yeah, tell me. Anyone want had any doubt?
One scenario we need
Sir,
four
account is
modules.
necessary now.
I'll tell you why account is not necessary. One more, like one girl was speaking, I didn't hear. You're not audible, Mai. Can you just keep your mic near to your mouth and speak?
Sir, these 4 modules are completing one scenario that you are was asking now,
Okay.
sir. So for yes,
Yes, this 4 modules will be doing one basic functionality of an application. But here also we can remove one module. You know what? You can bypass the cart. You can just bypass the cart and you can go with a direct payment. How I will tell you. See, before, have you seen any of the applications like you can see in your Instagrams, you'll be getting some ad of a local e-commerce applications. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Have you observed?
Yes,
There
yes.
you don't even see a cart module present over there. Directly, you can go for your categories. You can go for your particular item, whichever you want. You can order it. You can do the payments. You can close it. Yes or no?
yes, sir.
You need not to create an account also. There was a guy just now who asked, sir, account is important. Yes, account is important, but think we have even more modules. Think just this is an example of 6 modules. Think if Amazon is coming for you and you are guys are developing it or testing it, you have hundreds of modules and you want to give that particular application in just 1 month or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Can you give all at the same time?
Sir.
Tell me, can you give it?
No, sir.
Not
Correct. No, you can't give it. You have to prioritize it. You have to build it. You have to test it. You have to make sure the module is having one basic functionality, and it is making some business to the customer with these 3 modules which are present now over here, like the categories and the orders and payments. Don't you think our customer can do one business? Like, can he do some business over here? Can he make some profit for himself?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
this is why Agile methodology has been used nowadays and it has been the most famous or most used modules in SDLC. So this is how we prioritize the modules. We prioritize the sprint, like we will plan the sprints, we will give that particular application and one particular releases and we'll make sure that the particular application is developed and tested very quick and it is given to a customer. Understood till here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let us move on from agile methodology definitions. Let us go with the SDLC. So everyone know what is SDLC, correct? Right? It is just a pressure thing. Okay. Can anyone tell me what is the full form of SDLC?
So, life cycle.
Software development life cycle, sir.
Very good. It is software development life cycle. So in this SDLC, as you know, which is the first part, like which is the first phase?
Requirement gathering.
Requirement.
Correct. Requirement gathering. Now, in requirement gathering, who will get the requirement for us or who will give the requirement for us?
Business
Customer.
See,
BA.
in this, what happens, there will be 2 types of companies. One are product-based companies and one are another are service-based companies. In product-based companies also, we will be having some BAs. Even in the service-based companies, we will be having some BAs. BA is nothing but business analyst. You are aware of this, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So what will happen in what this BA work in a service-based company in this means, this BA will be talking to the customer, will be having a word with the customer, how to develop an application and how we can get the requirement and we'll be accessing a few of the clients over there. So for example, Just now we took off Amazon. We'll take some other application. Now let us take WhatsApp. So WhatsApp application has to be developed. So one of the client, like now, think you guys are planning to launch WhatsApp. Are you guys getting?
Yes, sir.
Am I audible? Like, or am I just?
You are. Sir, your voice is low. You're audible, but your voice is low.
What about now?
Sir, some
Yes,
background
sir.
voice is coming.
1 second. 1 second. What about now?
Yes, sir. Fine.
Is it clear? My voice is audible, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So we were talking about SDLC. In this SDLC, what will happen? You guys want to develop a WhatsApp application. So what you will do? Think you have to go and approach some companies. So in this companies, what will happen? What are the top service-based companies you know right now? Any idea what is a service-based company?
Those who provide services to their clients,
Exactly.
like
Exactly. Give me an example.
Infosys, Wipro,
Infosys, TCS.
These are the service-based companies where you will go and approach to the company saying that I need to develop an application over there. Okay, what this time they do, we will be having one BA in our company. Think you are approaching Wipro. Wipro will be having one business analyst over there. He will be having a meeting with the client saying that what and all the requirements, like what and all the elements, what and all the features has to be developed, will be having a meeting with the client, and the BA will be taking that requirement. In the sense, even that time, what happens? Think, uh, non-IT guy is starting in a company, okay, and he doesn't know how an application or an IT firm works. That time he'll be just saying that I want a login page, I want a logout page, I just want few elements, I want categories, I want card, I want that, I want this, I want status. He'll be just explaining it that. What this BA will do, he will just take everything, what and all the requirements he'll be having. Then this BA will convert all those particular requirements into another IT document. That is where your CRS and SRS will come into picture. Understanding?
Sir.
Anyone is having any doubts over here?
No, sir.
Okay. Now we know how the service-based companies BA will be working. Now we let us know how a product-based company will be. 1 second. Now let us know how a product-based company BA will be working. In the sense, now a product base is like your Oracle, and you
Apple. Apple.
yeah, you can say your Apple and any other.
And some.
Microsoft is your product base. Google is your product base because they have their own
Microsoft.
Correct, correct. So how a product-based companies will be working in the sense, for example, just now you guys said that you are working on CRM and you have a new project that is your healthcare domain, correct? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So what this will happen, let us take an example of COVID. So what a product-based company will be doing in the sense is business analyst. He will be going into the market. Going into the market in the sense he'll just not walk and go to your particular market. He'll just analyze the market. He'll just analyze the market and he'll see which application, if he launches now, will be a booming application or will we make any business over it. For example, in COVID, which will be the most making business application?
Like
Huh?
Zoom.
Zoom.
Could you please repeat the question?
Like 1 second, hold on. Okay, my question was like, if we are working on a product-based company, and now think it is in a present COVID situation. Okay, so which application, if you launch now, will be a very booming application, or any application will be much used by a people?
No, sir.
Virtual meeting or
Correct. Virtual meeting application, if you launch, it will be very booming. Next, any other?
the vaccination.
Vaccination. Oh, okay. Next.
Sir, home delivery applications.
Very good. The application which is used for delivering groceries or anything, any essential uses. Very good. Then any other?
Sir, blood home collection, sir. Home blood collection.
That is where exactly. That is where your hospital domain applications were launched. You can go through your applications which were given for you since you were working. Like, think if you are in a COVID situation and you want to visit any doctor or you want to visit any hospital. So for that, directly you can't go and approach over there since the COVID is spreaded over there, and you want to be very careful even while going into the hospital, and while contacting with the doctor, you don't know whether the doctor is affected or not. That is where your health domain or healthcare applications were launched at the time, where you can take an appointment with a doctor virtually. You can take what they say. What do you call that? Like, you can meet the doctor and you can consult the doctor. You can just make sure your particular diseases has been cured, because in this hospital domain you will be having all these models like pharmacist, blood bank. You'll be having your doctor, patient, different models. Correct, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is how a product based company BA will be thinking. Like, he'll go into the market, he'll analyze the market, and he'll be thinking, okay, which of this application, if we launch now, we will be a profitable to the company, which will be a profitable for us, which will be a very booming application. Everyone will start using it. This is how product based BA will be working. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Now, next one is this. Everyone, we know that is your feasibility study or your system study. So, in your feasibility study or in your system study, what will happen in this? Once a BA will collect the requirement and he will convert the CRS. What do you mean by CRS? Tell me.
Customer
Customer
Requirement specification.
Very good. Customers requirement specification. And what do you mean by SRS?
Software requirement
specification.
Software requirement specification. When your CRS has been converted into SRS, who will convert your CRS into
BA.
SRS? Exactly.
BA.
Your business analyst will very good. Business analyst will convert the CRS into SRS, and it will be given to a particular group of team. Group of team in this feasibility study or in this system study. What will happen? In the sense, a group of people like development lead or development manager, or testing lead or testing manager, DevOps, design, system architect, PAs, all the people who are involved in developing an application and giving it to the customers will be involved in the feasibility study. If you ask why, in the sense, what will happen, there might be some issues or there might be some problems which might be faced in the later stages of product if we don't go with the feasibility study. So that is why each member from each team will be set together and will start to analyze whether this particular application can be developed or not. So analyze in multiple factors, in the sense, in the cost manner, in the resources manner, in the technology manner, and any other spec you can add on over here. Cost, we have covered cost, we have covered resources, we have covered technology. Any other, like even the time frame, like if the customer wants to give a particular application in 2 to 3 months. So can we do that? Like, we have to think whether we are able to develop it or not, right? we have to think in all the
Yes, sir.
multiple factors, and we have to do one round of feasibility study, and we have to move this particular. That time, we will simply judge whether this application is able to develop or not. That's all. If it is not able to develop directly, we'll give it back to the we'll have a meeting with the customer. We'll say that this application is not possible in this factor. For example, if we don't want, like, if this application is costing more money for us, we'll ask the client for give us more money. Or if it is affecting for resources, we'll try to hire some resources, or we'll try to get some computers, we'll try to get some whatever it might be. Then time frame, we'll have a meeting with the client and we'll say that this particular application cannot be built in this time frame because of some, like, some, what do you say, like, tough requirements, or there are some difficult modules which need to be developed, so you can say that. And even with the, what was the one, technology, so think, customer is giving some requirement which is not yet, like, the technology has not been developed yet for that particular feature itself. Can we develop an application like that?
Yes, sir.
So these are all the factors you have to keep, or you have to analyze before you are developing or testing an application. The next phase is the design phase. You know what happens in design phase. In design phase, we'll be having two things: is high level design and low level design. So in this design engineers will start developing it in high level design and low level. What do you mean by high level design? Tell me.
Main model.
The designing of main module also.
Not only the model, it's like your picturization or your particular, what do you say?
So the modules which are not described in detail.
Representation of the models.
Correct. You can take it. You can take that. And what do you mean by low level? Like low level design.
So
How each and every component of the module should be like.
So even you can take in a different way, like your front end and your back end. You can even think like your front end and the back end will be designed at the same time. So what do you mean by your front end? Tell me.
GUI.
The back end.
GUI, sir. Source code.
Database.
So the particular modules which need to be developed, that can be your high level, like the prioritized, and the low level is your least one. You can just keep move ahead.
Functionality can also be said.
Sorry?
Functionality, sir.
No. Functionality doesn't come in the design. It is like, how I can say is this. For example, think you are seeing in a PowerPoint over here. Correct, right? So in this PowerPoint, if I want to move to the next page, see this design, how the movement of that particular everything, like these designs will be developed in your particular design phase of application design. In the sense, if the application is having any UI, UX effects or SFX, will be designed there itself. So the next one is your, once design is done, next one is your development phase, and you know what will happen in development. Just developers will start writing their front end code and back end code, and they'll do one round of unit testing. So once the unit testing is passed, what they'll do, they'll push one build. So in this build, what will happen? There are two types, like there are two teams which will be working on build. One is the development team itself, and another one is your build team. What this build team will do in the sense, they will collect the resources, where they'll create a build and they'll push it to the test engineers. But usually all the companies will be not having a build team, but few companies will be having, like the product based companies will be having a build team. Usually you won't see it, but in nowadays, no, there is no build team. All the developers will start pushing the build. Then the main phase is your testing phase. So what, as a test engineer, you will do once you get a build?
Do the smoke testings once we get the build.
Okay. What you will do when you get a new feature then? Anyone?
That
smoke testing on new feature, like whatever the critical features, like in order to check critical features are working fine or not.
If I give a new feature, will you directly go and test it?
First, we have to install the builds in the test environment.
Okay. If I give you a new feature, directly will you
precondition.
install that particular build?
Sir, first we need environment, sir.
Okay. Everything is ready, man. Directly will you do that? For testing, what do you need? Tell me.
Test cases.
Exactly. For test cases, what do you need?
Requirements.
Requirements or test scenario.
Scenario.
Test scenario.
So if I give you a new feature, what is your approach now?
We'll start to test the feature according to the writing the test case scenarios.
Correct. What
Based
you
on
will
the
do?
scenario, we write the test cases.
Correct. Very good. So first, what you will do in the sense, you will understand the requirement. Once you get your SRS, okay, once you get your CRS, you'll do one round of feasibility study and you'll start deriving the scenarios. Once your scenarios are ready, what you can do is you can convert those scenarios into test cases, and the test cases has to be reviewed by your team lead and approved by your team lead. Then only you can go for your testing. In your interviews, they might ask a question that what is your approach when we give a new feature? So you have to start from the beginning itself. So you cannot say directly like a new feature in the sense they are giving you a new build. So if they say if I get a new build, you can say you will go with the what testing.
Smoke testing.
Exactly. If they say if we give a new build for you, what is your approach? You can say you'll go with the smoke testing. But if they say what is your approach if you give a new feature, you have to say that you will start writing your scenarios, then like understand the requirements and scenarios, then test cases, then executing the test cases. If executing the test case, that time you can explain your smoke functional and your whatever regression, automation, anything. Okay. So once the testing phase is done, like all the particular scenarios or all the test cases has been completely what passed, like the status is passed, and you are able to all the functionality of an application is working fine, then you will deploy that particular application from one environment to other environment. So what do you mean by environment?
Server. Set of server.
Correct. A set of server. Like where do you develop? Like where developers develop their particular application?
Development environment.
Correct. They will develop in the development environment. Where do we test the particular application?
Sir,
Test
testing
environment.
Testing environment.
How many environments will the testing team have?
Sir, test environment and production environment.
Sorry?
Sir, test environment and a production environment.
Only two? Are you sure?
Sir. No.
Okay, tell me how many then. Someone said no, right?
I think 3.
What are those three?
Testing, production, and UAT.
Sir, automation environment also.
Who is this great fellow, man? Automation environment. I just want to see. Who is that?
Sir, Amar.
Amar, how can you have an automation environment? Ayush Sharma, like he has almost like many people have texted. Why your guys' mics are not working? Testing, prod, and staging. Okay. Testing, pre-prod, prod. Okay, very good. 3 stages. Okay, exactly. Like few people, your friends who have dropped the messages in the chat, their answers are correct. Usually, we'll be having either 3 or 4. Why 3 or 4 in the sense? The first one is your testing environment, then your UAT, prod, and pre-prod and prod. Pre-prod in the sense pre-production, and the prod in the sense production. So now you might be having, sir, why do we need a separate server for UAT or separate server for pre-production? So sometimes what happens to achieve the end-to-end scenarios, we need to create a real-time application over there. So in UAT servers, what happens in the sense you'll be doing what kind of testing? Any idea?
So repeat, sir.
In UAT servers, what kind of testing you might be doing?
End to end, sir.
End to end, sir, and we relate with the real time scenario, sir. Basically, we do accepting and that.
Correct. You do
User
acceptance
acceptance.
testing. Very good. User acceptance testing you'll be doing in your UAT server.
Yes, sir.
There, what happens in the sense when the application has been developed and it is stable and that has been moved to UAT, there your particular application will not be same as your production application. There, some changes will be there. For example, if you are having a login page where you need to log in with some OTP. So with that OTP, what happens? A particular you will be given one static OTP, not a dynamic OTP. Static OTP in the sense how many times you log in into a particular application, the same OTP you have to enter and you need to access that particular application. But in your pre-prod, what will happen in the sense your application will be same, exactly same as your production, where you will be getting your particular dynamic OTPs and you'll be using a real credit cards or real passports or whatever the real details you require, you will be given over there. So it depends upon you in like how you can explain your particular projects or explain your particular question and answers in your interviews. If you feel like you can explain, sir, we in our previous company we were working on 3 to 4 servers, or if you had only 3 servers, it's left to you. But for knowledge, you can have this. Is it fine? Now, the next one is once the application has been deployed, we need to have some maintenance period. Your maintenance period is like your warranty period. So a warranty period in the sense you have to like whatever the issues you might find in this particular maintenance period will be resolved by the development company itself. In the sense, if a customer finds any critical bug or if the customer like the application is not at all working, if the company itself. Later on, if it is any issues are happening, then it will be charged by the company. Where if you get a bug, what will happen? The development team will go and fix it, and it will charge for it. If the server is gone, they'll go and they'll configure the server again, and they'll come back. This is how the maintenance period will be going with your particular company. So, any doubts in your particular SDLC?
Sir, can you elaborate the difference between test environment and pre-production environments?
See, testing environment, what happens? For example, think you are working on WhatsApp, okay?
Yes, sir.
So, how will you log into your WhatsApp?
Using phone number.
Exactly, using your phone numbers. So, what happens in testing environment if the application is not stable itself? Do you think will you get a particular OTP for your phone itself?
No, sir.
Since application is not stable and you don't know when you will get a OTP only, and even the time frame will be affected over there.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So that is where you will be given with some static passwords or static OTP. You know what you mean by static?
Yes, sir.
Like the
Sorry.
same number,
Default
number, correct, exactly. But in your pre-prod, what will happen? A particular production, like if an application is there which has to be launched to the production in the next week, or the same application, think WhatsApp how we are using, the same application will be created in one server. Why? Because see, in your WhatsApp you will be having some real values, correct, right? Some real time values. You will be entering your real phone numbers. You won't be using any static phone numbers or static OTPs. But you have to check that, right, whether the application is withstanding with the real numbers or not, the real values or not. Understanding?
Yes, sir.
So that is the difference between your testing and your pre-prod over there. And you won't do any functionality, integration, and maybe system you'll be doing, but you won't do your functionality integration over there. Most of the things you'll be doing over there is your ad hoc testing. Because why? In the sense, your customer won't be knowing, like the end user won't be knowing how to use an application because he won't read all those instructions, rules, and regulations. He won't even see those things. So he'll use the application randomly, however he wants. That time, end user should not face any bugs over there. So that is why mostly you will be doing ad hoc and a system testing in your pre-prod. Not a kind of system testing. You'll be just doing one end-to-end flow. That's all. Understanding?
Yes, sir.
Is your doubts clear? Shall we move on?
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Yes, fine.
So what? You guys need break, or shall we continue?
Continue, sir.
Break, sir.
Okay. We'll go for break at 12 o'clock. Shall we go now? Will you come back at 12 o'clock if you go now?
Yes, sir. Sure.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Take 10 minutes of break and don't leave the call. Just stay on the call. We'll catch up at 12 o'clock.
Okay, sir.